What she do? How she do? What she do? She says she name Boochie do and a boom, she boom, la 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 la. What a girl can cool and deadly, a boom, she boom, la 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 la.
Boom, she boom.
You're in tune to the Powerhouse Radio, linking the world to the Caribbean. You're in tune to the Powerhouse Radio, linking the world to the Caribbean. Disclaimer. The views and opinions expressed on the Powerhouse radio station are those of the host, guests, and callers, and not necessarily those of this station, its management, or other hosts or advertisers. The show found on the Powerhouse radio station can promote any lifestyle, belief, religion, political affiliation, or other personal practice. These shows are for entertainment purposes only and are not intended to treat, diagnose, and or claim any cure of disease or conditions. Opinions stated by various contributors to the Powerhouse Radio and its programming are not to be considered as endorsed by the Powerhouse Radio station. Visitors are urged to use their own discernment to draw their own conclusion. We emphasize the importance of keeping an open mind.
Well, greetings. How is everyone doing? Hoping that you all are fantabulous. As we are here, another Thursday night, we're coming to reason full force with all of the Massive and crew. I must apologize. Lady D, must do the apologies. Okay, let me tell you all, because you all know right now it is the season of planting, right? So I'm planting, I've started planting so I could harvest my crops. You understand what I'm saying? Blessings to you, Don. Blessings to you. So I lost track of time because when I get into the garden, it's like the whole nothing exists. I'm just in the garden. I'm in my own world doing my own thing. So I was able to plant several different types of my peppers and I got some watermelon down, some honeydew down. I was able to plant my chocha and I was able to plant my sweet potato. I got so much plant. And this year I'm even venturing out and touching with some I planted cherry tree and a kiwi tree. So we'll see how those two went because I did wonderful with my lime tree and my blueberry, raspberry, blackberry, and strawberry. They're growing and they're looking fantabulous. So I said, well, D, and my pear tree is just off the heezy. So I said to myself, well, D, why don't you venture a little bit further? So you see, my yard is gonna look like a farm sooner or later, like a garden. So greetings. I had to drop that and let you all know really why I'm tardy. I'm not late. I'm just a little tardy. All right. Greetings to you. Let's gripe. Big up yourself. Let's gripe says good evening, the powerhouse of family. Dominant says bless. So yeah, we are here yet another Thursday evening. So greetings to each and everyone all around the world. We want to thank you all so much for joining us out of Africa, out of Canada. Yeah, I'm seeing a lot of folks from Canada logging on. So big ups to you all, Canada. My Germany, never ending. So blessings to you all. Jamaica, England, all of the regulars that always are on with us in Puerto Rico. We just want to thank you all for joining and just share, and tell folks that we are on, please. And yeah, we have Mama Acid joining us, and tonight, Zona Inman we rescheduled her for next week instead of this week. There's a lot of topics going on, but something she I just told her, why don't we just schedule it for next week, because she was going to come on, but she's like, I'm not fully everything, I'm not fully put together, and you know, and I'll give you a little background into Zona Inman. And it goes off for a lot of mental health and mental illness. And I really think she should come to, well, yeah. So next week she will definitely be on with us. Okay. Um, she lost her daughter and her son at the same time. So I'm just going to give you a synopsis into what we're going to reason on for next week. Um, is a wonderful sister of mine, and she went through a real traumatic incident about 3 years ago, and she's been fighting ever since. And I want her to give you all the full story, which she is, and she's going to come on because she said she's going on different radio stations, and just to speak about violence and mental illness, and maybe some of the signs that we may can look for, and what her experience is losing two children at one time from violence, and having now at what 50, almost in her, well, 57 or something like that, she is having to raise her 3-year old grandson. At the time he was, I guess, two. So he's about what, 5 or 6 now. So having to take on the full responsibility of becoming a mom again, and raising a little one. Um, Her daughter was Sheriff Shakima McCoy here, and also Lavoy was a very active person in the in the dance hall fraternity here in Atlanta. So he was very well known. So it was a really big devastating thing that happened to the community, the Caribbean community of Atlanta. He was it's so, but she'll go into it next week, and we could reason a little bit more about it. And if she feels like coming on tonight, then she'll let me know. She says she's just she kind of put it this way, she kind of fell asleep. And when I called and I woke her up, her mind's not there really. So I told her, let's just do it for next week, because I want her full attention. I want her fully in the conversation on our reasoning. Okay. So next week we're definitely going to be having Zona Inman here on the program with us. Greeting, Yvonne. How are you doing? Blessings to you. Thanks for joining us. Yes. So next week we'll be having Zona here with us, and we're just gonna touch a little bit more into domestic violence and just violence and the whole uproar of one's life. Because sometimes not sometimes, we read a lot about it, and we see these things a lot on television, and we may hear, but we've never really got intimate, personal with a person whom directly was impacted in this situation and is willing to share it, the impact and all of that with the masses. So yeah, we're gonna have her for next week. So how I'm hoping everyone is just fantabulous. We have so much going on in the news, out of Virginia, out of Jamaica, and there's a lot going on in Jamaica. I don't know if a lot of you have been watching the news on some of the things right now. There's a sugar. I was told to drop that first, but before I even drop all of that, let's say hello to the panel that is on with us tonight. Greetings, Jai. What's going on? Are you up yet?
Hi, everybody. Happy Thursday.
All right. The respecter. What's a go on?
Madness all over the world.
All right. So no need the juice. So what's a go on, mama?
Hey, peace and blessings, everybody. Good to be here tonight. I'm kind of multitasking, still working, but I am here. I am listening. I am present, and I look forward to the topics tonight. Greetings. Happy to see everybody here on the panel. Thanks to everybody for tuning in on all the social media networks and platforms.
All right. MC, what's up with you, mama?
Good evening, everyone, and good vibes. Looking forward to a good discussion with you tonight, and let's do some reasoning.
All right. Mama Acid, what's up, lady?
Well, I'm here with the facts and we can figure it out.
All right. All right. Queen, the queen of all queens, what's up?
Good, 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 good. Welcome, welcome, everyone. Welcome.
Darespecta, what's up with your face? And Noni, what's up with the face? We getting some screenshots and stuff. What's up?
Give me some
I
time.
work, I work,
I'll get with it.
I work late and I rush home and I'm sitting on the toilet.
You know, so, oh no,
Oh,
no,
Lord.
we don't want the toilet business. No, we don't want the toilet business. So let's dive on in there. Let's dive on into the reasoning. And yeah, I was told to give this real quick out, and there's a recall. I'm pulling it up real quick. I had it. Let me pull it up. There's a recall going on for some brown sugar. Um, I did put it in the chat, so I should be able to get it on up here on the screen with us. But it's called the Pan Caribbean Sugar, 100% cane sugar. So if you all have that, Jamaica that's listening in, all of the Caribbean places that are listening in, all right, there's a public service announcement that health alert consumption of Pan Caribbean Sugar Company sugar products. The Ministry of Health and Wellness is advising members of the public not to consume packaged sugar produced by the Pan Caribbean Sugar Company. Okay. They're saying that where was I? Where was I? Because I looked up. The Ministry of Health Pan Sugar Company. This follows as a preliminary laboratory test has identified metal fragments in samples of this brand of sugar purchased at retail's outlet, which may pose a significant health risk if ingested. So the public is therefore asked to safely discard this brand of sugar and await further updates from the Ministry of Health and Wellness. And import an immediate stop order, okay, has been placed on the production, distribution, and sale of all Pan Caribbean Sugar Company products. So whatever products, not just the cane sugar, but whatever products that they have that is distributed by this company, they're asking you to stop using them immediately. Further investigations are underway, and the Ministry of Health and Wellness will provide official update once laboratory results confirm that any food safety risk has been resolved and the product is safe to consume. Okay, so they wanted us to get that out there to you all. Okay. For FYI, I'm going to try to bring the other one up on the screen. Another FYI that was sent to us here at Reasoning Thursday that they want us to get out to each and every one. All righty. Mama Acid, I know that you were going to give us a little rundown as to last week, and we're all going to reason on this about the oil prices and stuff like that and what's going on with the war a little bit. We have that on the agenda. We also have what's going on in Virginia with the Democrat, rezoning, remapping, and the judge that decided he's not having it. We have out of Jamaica Prime Minister Andrew Holness says, "What are you doing in Jamaica? All right, to bring to the table. What are you bringing to the table in Jamaica?" All right. So I don't know what you all are bringing to the table, but we're going to reason on that because there was a lot of feedback from that statement there that Prime Minister Holness has made. We're just gonna snippet it on the I can't even call him a guy, the monster that unalived 8 children. Um, I just don't even know what to say about that. The so that was supposed to piggyback off with a little bit with Zona and mental health and what's going on right now with the unaliving of men with their partners and their children's and all of those things right there. Also, there was I don't know if you all well you all must have heard, but we didn't reason on that last week. But last week there was a guy that in DeKalb County in Atlanta, I mean in Georgia here, um, and this is so sad because right there on Wesley Chapel, he went in. The young lady was at the Checkers, minding her own business. He unalived her, then went down the road, unalived somebody else, went down the road and unalived, hurt another person. But unfortunately, that person passed away yesterday. But guess what? It's the news that he was unalived in jail. So karma is a biatcha, is that not? So anyway, I just wanted to drop those little snippets right there. And then there's also a teacher who was arrested for scratching a child while breaking up a fight. And one of our listeners sent that in and wanted to know what was our thought on there. Big up yourself, Permet, out of Florida. She wants to know what's our thought on that. A teacher was breaking up a fight, and because she scratched a child by mistake while breaking up the fight now, okay, they arrested her. So we want to know your thoughts on that as well. All righty. U.S. economy production. We have all of those things right here on Reasoning Thursday. Where we're starting, panel.
The quickest one to wrap up.
What's the quickest one to wrap up,
All
Queen?
right, the last one you said. Let's do that one.
All right.
That should
But
be
this
quick.
one,
You know.
which one is that? The not the unaliving, because I'm not even going into that with the guy in that unalived in prison. That's what you're talking about?
No, no, the one that what you said and what we think about it with
Okay,
the
teacher. The
yeah.
teacher who was I'm gonna try to pull it up while y'all talking, while y'all are reasoning
Mhm.
on it. But the teacher, there was a fight at school, and the
The
teacher
scratch.
went in
Mhm.
and tried to break it up. Okay.
Yeah.
And she was arrested for scratching while attempting to stop students from fighting. Okay.
So yeah,
What is you all thought? Because I know we have what 2, 3 educators on the panel tonight.
yeah.
What are you all thought on that? And you're going in there to break up a fight. And
So yeah.
go ahead.
So I want to say in New York, you're not allowed as a teacher to break up a fight because you might break up a fight. You this time is scratching. You not because the kids are going so wild. You're just trying to keep them safe, and you may make a mistake and touch a part of their body, and that could be considered.
Mhm.
You don't do it on purpose because be considered some type of sexual harassment or something. So they tell you do not break up any fights. You just call out to the kids to stop, but you know they're not going to stop if they're heavily in the fight. So you have to wait for a safety officer to come, you know, but you can't. But teachers do it because you care about these kids, and you see maybe a child is getting pummeled or something happening, and the safety officer is not close enough. So it's like you're in between a rock and a hard place because you want to keep
It
your job, but at the same time you want to keep your students safe. So what do you
it
think?
depends, but then you see, this also depend. Is it telling you how severe the child was scratching? I mean, for them to lock her up, the child had to be severely scratched. You know what I mean? Because they don't just lock somebody up because you scratched somebody. It has to be something severe. Maybe her nails were so long that she dug into the child's arm or what have you. And even in childcare, they usually tell you that your nail have to be a certain length, and they normally encourage, especially if you're working with the Georgia State pre-K program, your nails had to be a certain length. You know, there's certain requirements and certain standard that they have. And I think that's also a good thing. But it depends on the severity of the child's injury. That's what I would say. Then but you know, if it's just a scratch accident happens, you know what I mean? And especially when you pulling apart, things happen. But like I said, if it's so severe for them to lock her up, it has to have been severe. I would love to know more about that.
The article says the student was sent home and the father called police after noticing the scratches on the arms and face. Officers allege she admitted to accidentally scratching the student because her nails are sharp. She is
Mm,
charged with one count of cruelty to juveniles and was transported to the Wichita Parish Jail. So
oh,
recently, there was a fight, and the teacher was fired and arrested because he didn't break up the fight. Now
mm.
she broke up the fight, and they arrested her because she did break up the fight. So where is the median? The median is they want these kids to be out of hand so that they can fill up the juvenile facilities they just spent all these millions of dollars building.
Well said.
Prison to public school pipeline back in full effect.
Mhm.
Hmm.
I wonder what would happen if she
Good
just
point.
stood there and do nothing, and one of those child end up dead. I wonder what would have happened.
I was going to
Okay.
ask that question because I
Mhm.
mean, like, you damn if you do, you damn if you
Yeah.
don't. Because next thing you
Mhm.
know, you're standing there and the children are fighting, and one unalive another, and then the first thing persons are going to say is, "Why did you not stop the fight?" I've watched
Mhm.
some of these things on. I watch a lot some of these things even on social media. And when they're fighting, people talk about, oh, people videoing and people's not helping and people's this and people's that. So, I mean, how are you going to stand there and watch these children fight
Break it up.
and not
Mhm.
try to break it up, come in between? I mean, there's some comments, oh, you should have called a security officer. Well, heck, by the time the security officer get there, something more serious can happen. You know what I mean? It's it's
It
it's a
it's
small.
on the teacher. It's if you're gonna take that initiative and the responsibility of doing that, you know what I mean? So now that she's in that predicament, she has to deal with the responsibility of it, knowing that occurred, and she intervened. I don't know, she was briefed beforehand and told that they shouldn't intervene, like MC is saying in New York. I don't know if she was or not, but if she was, then she took that initiative to do that. So then she have to deal with it. You know what I
Queen,
mean? It's
Queen,
hard for us to say that, but reality is reality. And
Queen,
I'm not going because I was a teacher, so I wouldn't want that to happen to me. But like I said, we're being realistic.
all the blame should be on the HNIC.
Yeah,
Teachers
but
cannot be blamed for any of that stuff. The HNIC have the in their position is their right to reach out to government, Republicans, Democrats, say, look, spend some money on this school. We need at least one security guard or police without a gun to walk the classroom on a regular so these kids, some can feel safe. And the ones who are violent and looking for fight will be considering doing that because they know that there's a law enforcement in the school.
But the
No, the respecter. Not to cut you.
go ahead.
Want me to Brevard,
I'm just saying.
Brevard, Florida,
Go ahead.
Cocoa, the Cocoa Police have a SRO, student resource officer, in the school. This little girl had been bullied. Her parents had come to the school repeatedly. They had complained about the girl. There were other people who had also talked about the girl because they had jumped on her one time before. And then the father came and said, listen, they are doing this to my child. The very next day, they jumped on the girl and they broke her arm, and the police were there.
So that's this incident right here where the teacher was breaking up the fight, or that's another incident.
This is
Another.
another incident. This happened at Endeavor Elementary School in Cocoa, which is in Brevard County, Florida.
I mean, it's a sad, it's definitely a sad thing.
And we talk about the children. What's going on with the children? All this fighting, all this violence, I mean, school is not school anymore. You're scared. I mean, I am happy that I retired, at the time that I did, and it's sad to say so because I loved teaching. I enjoyed teaching kids and them learning from me. But let me tell you something. I am happy that I retired from what I've seen now and I'm seeing within the school system, especially the public school system. It's ridiculous.
Well, what young lady did say last week is exactly what's going on. It's in the food, it's in the drinks, it's in the vaccines.
Mhm. Well, one of there was a comment on text to me, said, "You see, the Bible is fulfilling. There will be a generation that will look the right and call it wrong, and the wrong and call it right. It looks
Mhm.
it's look up time now." Mm.
Yeah.
Well,
Children having children, all of that.
anybody else wanted to comment on that? I see Noni dropped off and Jai dropped off. They're going to be coming back. I guess they're having trouble. So, MC, you want to address any more on it, or we would just going on? Thank you, Permet, for the question. It's a sad thing. It's just, I'm afraid that situations like this. This is my synopsis, my take, and then I'm done on it. Is I'm just afraid that teachers are going to now be afraid of intervening in any type of situation that's going on in school, and it is not going to end up well, I don't think. And it's just it's a very unfortunate situation that happened. But I understand what MC said. But me as a mother, I would like to know that there was a teacher whom cared enough for my child to intervene and try to break up a fight. Um, and I understand that sometime in the midst of fights, your adrenaline starts to rush. Now, me as a parent that has three sons that are educators, that makes me kind of wonder, even myself, as to, Lord, I'm hoping that they don't be rushing, and I'm going to have that conversation with them. And it's sad that I even have to tell them, listen, leave the people in Pitney alone. If they're fighting, let them go ahead and fight. You know what I'm saying? It's just sad, but that's just my take on it. And I'm hoping that she do not um go to jail. I mean, if she's not convicted or anything, or get any
Mhm.
time or probation or anything of the sort. I'm pulling it up, Jai. I'm getting ready to pull you up. And calling on the phone line. And I'm just hoping that nothing like extremely serious comes out of this, with what's happening. Now, if she did it maliciously, that is one thing. But if she did not do it with any type of malicious intent, then I think that she ought to be given a break and not
Mhm.
be prosecuted. All right,
Yeah.
that's my take. Anyone else? And then Anyone else have a take? And Lord, that's it on that topic right there. All right, so we just gonna move on.
Yeah, I mean, there's no win or lose. I mean,
All right.
really. Mhm.
So Virginia. Before we even go to Virginia, Mama asked you were going to brief us a little bit on what's going on with the oil situation with Jamaica and Venezuela, I think it was, and US, or I mean Cuba. You got to unmute yourself. I think you're muted, Asset.
Sorry about that. I produced this paper, and it's for a working group for CARICOM. It talks about specifically about Jamaica, and it breaks down Jamaica's history under every prime minister from 1960 to today.
Uh-huh.
Now, one of the things that I specifically looked into was Jamaica's oil issues and how did Venezuela and Jamaica get together in terms of their processing and why it happened. And I think last week I explained that when Hugo Chavez became ill, Venezuela had to find a country close enough that would process their raw crude and be able to help them to bank or hold some of the money for a while. They processed the crude, and it's kind of interesting that the way it was assumed, everyone thought that it would be a process that would eventually get Jamaica into the money side of it, but it ended up costing Jamaica money. Jamaica made money processing crude for Venezuela from 1997 all the way to 2007. And then they started to lose money in 2013. They went from 40% to 38%. So what that means is that the amount of money that Jamaica would have gotten as the processor doing this processing was wiped out, even though they were doing the processing. Example of that is that
something. Let me ask you something. So with Vaz coming on with this hike in the gas price and all of this thing, and what is that all about?
56.5 million barrels of Venezuelan crude have been received and refined in Jamaica up to March 2026.
Okay.
Now, the share of total Jamaican crude intake, that's 4.6 billion barrels per year times 61 years. You understand what I'm doing? I'm going all the way back to find out where did the money go.
Okay, well, we got
4.6 billion barrels over 61 years. That was 280 million barrels, or 20%, that was supposed to go directly into Jamaica's pockets over that period of time. Let me break that down for you in a different way. In 2019, well, actually, let's go back to 1999. Petrojam Venezuela's long-term supply contract locked in at a fixed price of 55.70, which caused a peak of 1.13 million barrels per year. That was until 1997.
Okay.
Then in 2000, between 2000 and 2008, the Oil for Food Partnership with CARICOM kept Venezuela's crude flowing at 60% of the Jamaican intake. So Jamaica's doing all the work, but Jamaica ain't getting no money for doing it. We're getting to Daryl Vaz. I'm just trying to lay the floor for you. So you could.
We gotta move it. Go ahead, we got.
This is going to take a few minutes, and it's going to take some thinking, because the trail of how this money is being drugged goes a long way, and it drags in everything from gasoline and diesel, because 70% of Venezuela's oil is high sulfur, and that means that it can be used for only a couple things, mostly. And this is why Donald Trump is now after Jamaica's oil. Aviation. It's aviation fuel.
Oh,
Jamaica makes the best aviation fuel in the world.
so Donald Trump needs the aviation fuel in order to fuel the. It's alleged that Donald Trump needs the aviation fuel in order to fuel the planes and the stuff like that that's going on, right?
The
Right,
war,
but
yeah.
also Jamaica's international airports need it too, because there's a lot more refueling going on in Jamaica,
Okay.
because people are flying from other places to Jamaica to get fuel because it's cheaper in Jamaica, and it's not available on every island like this.
Okay.
That's why the three refineries are keeping Jamaica afloat, which is why the IMF is saying we're not going to give you no more money. We already owed some billions. So in case anybody doesn't know, it's really at the point right now where
Hold on.
uh
Close out this thought, and then we're gonna let Queen come in. Really, at the point of what?
we're not really at that point where if we close out, you'll get your answer. Because what I'm trying to do is explain to you how the money accumulated and where Daryl Vaz is getting his figures from. Because Daryl Vaz is correct. But the thing is, when you look at the way that CARICOM has played this out, because CARICOM used Jamaica specifically because it was accessible to all the other non-oil producing islands.
Okay.
So everybody come to Jamaica and come get oil, but don't nobody want to pay the tax.
All right.
So
But if Jamaica has all of, hold the sticker pin in it. Go ahead, Queen.
Yeah, but this is something that we have talked about.
Right. That's all.
About yeah, about them and having the oil, and they're saying that because of the unsafe, Jamaica is not stable like it's supposed to be. I say you're having all them earthquakes all over the whole place. It's not stable. So they claim because of that they can't drill for oil. But the thing is that, as it is saying, they usually send it over there to Jamaica to be refined. So what I can't understand is, why is the price for oil so expensive for the Jamaicans if all of this is going on? Because I was watching a clip last night where these young men were talking about how the price of oil is so high that it's hard for them to even do their transportation, because they're trucking men. They transport goods here and there, with their trucks, and they're saying that this oil is so expensive out there. So why is this occurring? That's what I'm trying to understand. We know that Jamaica have oil. No matter what they say, no matter what Van say and whoever else say, we know it has oil. What they're doing is that trying to figure out how they're going to manipulate the Jamaican people in getting access to it, the American government,
It's
because
not
they're the
just
ones that's doing all the surveying and all of that, and the testing and what have you, right?
Okay.
Between the American government and the English government. They're the two that are really
it's
manipulating
not
things.
it's not that
no, wrong.
second.
Wait.
It's
Jai's coming in. Come in, Jai.
and you can correct me if I'm wrong, but it's not just as simple as everybody think it is. You also have to understand that there's different grades of oil, okay? So it's the same reason why we're buying barrels of oil over here in the US. We don't come and make diesel. So we need a harder grade of oil to import for diesel. That's what supplies trucks, that supplies a lot of things that we use for power grids, certain things. So that you have to take that into consideration when you're having that conversation as well. It's not we make oil here in the US, but ours is light. Hence why we're able to export it. and use it to sell. But we don't make the heavy, hard grade oil that's needed to even fuel certain cars.
Okay. Okay.
Biggest problem for
And
me is
acid, what you're saying is that Jamaica is who is refining the hard oil. Is that what you're saying, sis?
Yes, Jamaica
They
does.
refined. Yeah, okay.
Jamaica's three refineries specifically work with heavier grade oils. Also, it's the same oil that China was exporting and that was being exported directly to Cuba. So the problem is that for America, America wants it for aviation fuel, but the Caribbeans want it for gasoline and diesel because it can also be refined to run diesel, and they need it to run diesel. So in the Caribbean, they want it for diesel. But where the problem comes in about the drilling is the real estate. And I have that part of it too. The thing is that we have to understand that a couple things happen. Oil price volatility changed each time there was any type of a war. First, it was the Iran-Iraq war. Okay, Jamaica got big money because the Saudis came and actually bought one of the refineries. Jamaica has three refineries. One of them is a partnership refinery with Aramco, which is the UAE refining group. Now, we got to take into account the fact that Jamaica also has a bunch of money going into Sun City development, and that is all supposed to be solar and wind. So the diversification of this one sector is causing some shakiness, which is showing Daryl Vaz that Jamaica does have the capacity to diversify. But his problem is that they owe so much to other places and so many other. The big, let me tell you that probably nobody would really want to believe this, but smart city tourism, which is, large scale solar powered resort islands, and this expanded cruise terminal, and they got this new Caymans based cruise group that wants to come in and they want to build them a terminal specifically for them, which is absolutely going to come out of the pocket of Jamaica. But Chinese renewable energy investors came to Jamaica and they got 13% immediate gain on 1 year investment. How did they do it? They went straight solar. Chinese private equity group, HNA, they came in with 6%. They bought in with the Canadians. This is 2015 to 2019. Then the Middle East came in with them with Abu Dhabi investment. So don't think that we're not looking at people having the ability to be able to see this all playing out, because it's playing out on a large scale. They're just not talking about Jamaica's investment partners, and that is what really has to be clarified, because the largest foreign ownership in non-Jamaican beneficial owners would be, and I'm going to state it in order of ownership, US, UK, Canada, EU, China, and the Middle East. Most people don't even know that the Middle East has so much investment in Jamaica. And most of it is in real estate, specifically so that they can refine oil.
All right. Well, I guess we're going to have to watch it a little bit more and to see, how high Jamaica's fuel is going to go, if it's going to really match, because that was some of the talk before, that it's going to match the same amount of fuel as it is in California. And I think California fuel is somewhere like $8-9 or something to that effect right now. So
it's about $9. But let me also ask a question that you may find interesting, specifically you, Lady T. Do you know the percent of foreign owned land in Jamaica? Name 2 areas or 3 areas that you can think of that have the 3 largest foreign owned investments.
Well,
That should be easy.
I really don't know.
Um,
Just like
yeah, you have
James,
Saint Elizabeth. Well,
and
Saint Elizabeth since the flood.
Montego Bay, St. James, St. Anne,
Nope.
Kingston.
Mm-mm.
But
Saint
St. Elizabeth is
is it
number
Saint
5.
Elizabeth or Manchester? Which I know.
First is Montego Bay, St. James,
Montego Bay.
31% on luxury resorts, ship terminal island, and high-rise condos.
So
Next, which
one moment, I'm not sure what all of that has to do with the rise with the oil, because that's what we're talking about. The
ownership, we're talking about ownership of Jamaica. Who really owns, how much of Jamaica is really owned by Jamaicans and how much is owned by other investors. That's why I just told you 31% of the newest investments in Jamaica in land is 31% in Montego Bay. Westmoreland and Negril is 18%.
Westmoreland.
It's all in beachfront villas and eco resorts and timeshares. And then in Kingston and St. Andrew, 22% is for commercial office blocks and smart city. So they're not building Jamaica for Jamaicans. They're building Jamaica for the world.
Yeah, definitely.
To come and have vacation.
But that's what the Prime Minister said he was doing.
It's definitely not a surprise. Wait a minute, Darespecta. I hear you in the background there. It's not a surprise that that's what he's building. He's in hiding. He stated that that's exactly what he's going to build for. So all of that is we know that. You know what I mean? That's even with St. Elizabeth, what they're trying to do over there with this smart city and all of that. And we even reasoned on that already in regards to and
okay, so do you know 2023 to 2026 what the 3 largest segments of Jamaica's economic picture are? Because this is very important.
Yes, it's important.
Bauxite and aluminum export, which really blows my mind. Tourism services is number 2, and renewable energy and equipment parks. Okay, they are shipping in so much stuff to convert Jamaica to being a green economy that all of this oil that's being refined, that's why the money is not coming back into Jamaica's economy. Okay. Because the oil refiners are owned by foreign entities. That's what I was just explaining to you. So they are taking the money out.
Okay. Well, Conrad says, crank it, big up yourself, DJ VJ smiles, lodge up yourself. Crank it. The respect to you is about to say something. And then with that being said, I'm going to play a clip from the Prime Minister. Go ahead, the respecter.
All this is giving me a headache. All of this is giving me a headache because, yes, it's good knowledge to have. But at the end of the day, all of us know that the people of Jamaica is what matters. And every prime minister outside of Michael Manley have received maybe billions of dollars from each transaction.
I have those numbers if you're interested.
They kept it for themselves and they made themselves richer and richer and richer. And Jamaica remained poor. If oil and gold and all these valuable things are in Jamaica and going to different countries, the people of Jamaica should not be suffering and pay high prices on any product, anything. Their lives should be better. And it's getting worse because of how they're running government. And the people can't do nothing about it.
Speaking up like they're supposed to, but some still not speaking up. If they come together, really come together, even a couple of churches, man, something have to change.
All right, well, I'm gonna play this clip.
Them two people is not gonna change things.
I'm gonna play this clip, and I want you all thought on it, on this clip that the Prime Minister has shared with us. All right, so here we goes.
Increase their productivity.
To honor Jamaican, we need to contribute something.
What did you contribute to the GDP of the country?
Why not contribute?
Because there is a disconnection between what we want and what we produce. because somehow in our minds, somebody's just going to come and hand it to us.
You cannot look for handouts. You can't say on independent and not contribute nothing.
We can't claim to be independent or seeking our independence if we continue to look for our salvation and rescue from outside. We must produce our way to what we want.
Gonna produce less per hour than every Caribbean island except for Haiti.
Jamaica produces about 1,400 Jamaican dollars per hour. Barbados produces 3,500. That's about 2.5 times what we do. And the Dominican Republic produces about 4,200 dollars, or 3 times what we produce. Trinidad and Tobago produces 31 US dollars per hour, and Panama produces 43 US dollars, or 5 times what we produce per hour. That's the reality. We are second from the bottom. Only Haiti produces less than us. Everybody wants everything. But what did you contribute? What did you produce?
Time to level up now. What do you think?
Well, I would like
Every Jamaican must increase their productivity.
To honor Jamaican.
What's your thought on that?
I'm looking up the figure right now. I'll have it for you in a moment.
Do any one of you all have any thoughts on that?
Look, he is the prime minister. He is the leader. He needs to come up with programs, come up with blueprints and what have you of what these people needs to do to be productive. Okay? Yes, productivity. You talk about agriculture. Yes, it's not everybody can do agriculture, right? You talk about farming is agriculture, part of agriculture. You talk about excuse me, lady. You know, I mean, you talk about all these things, but yet still you are not providing the tools for people to.
Come on, Nala. You're seeing the sit. Don't touch nothing.
Wait,
you told me about. Come on,
MC, you're live on air.
I can't believe. I'm sorry. Because I meant to.
Stop hollering at those children. You're live on the air.
I heard you. Yeah, because I was telling her to eat at the table and she was walking away.
It's he's not giving the people and the tools that they need to be more productive. And it's not everybody, like even the farming, even agriculture, you have to give them tools to start, especially since this hurricane. They don't have anything to start with, most of them, and some of them just barely.
Queen, his policy is called managed float with periodic interventions. Okay, now I asked the question of what Jamaica produces per hours. Okay, 365 days times 24 hours equals 8,760 hours in a year. The GDP per hour in Jamaica is 2.63 million per hour. So Jamaica produces roughly $2.6 million worth of goods and services every hour. Where's the money? Okay, Jamaica has a growth
about that. Acid, we've been talking about where's the money for the past 10 years, right?
I think that
1.2% drop in growth is what happened this year after he had an additional infusion of cash from the IMF because of COVID. And yes, I have those figures too, dollars and cents. And he says that the majority of the money leaving Jamaica, which is approximately 150 billion a year, which makes no sense to me. It's 150 million because I did the math on that too. $150 million a year. He's paying on the debt.
Still owns Jamaica, so the money goes to England.
Wait a minute. Okay, one at a time. So listen, I think that it's a low ball for Andrew to drop it in the citizens' lap. I
Mhm.
saw a comment where one of the thing was productivity is not just working hard. It is how much value a country creates from the work it does.
Okay.
Government policy can either make productivity easier or much harder.
Yeah.
People and businesses create productivity, but government policies shapes the condition that help them succeed or hold them back. When government policy is strong, it can help a country become more productive by improving, such as education and skills, road transport, internet, public safety, access to financing and investment, business confidence, efficient public service. When policy is weak, when policy is weak, oh my goodness, I look down at this. When policy is weak, it can hurt productivity through red tape and delays, poor infrastructures, unstable rules, weak schools or training system, crime and insecurity, high cost of doing business. In this, a people problem or a government problem. So the person said at Andrew Wholeness, you've had 8 years to create the environment that increases productivity, stop gas.
Yeah. But that's what I'm saying. He's not giving them the tool to increase productivity.
Oh,
So
and he's also dishing out the work to everyone else except for
yeah,
the Jamaicans right now
the Jamaican
talking
people.
about, and we played it last week where he was making a statement that they're going to look people from overseas to come and do some basic work that if I feel if they skill the people with that the people will be able to do these work in
But they did it with the light.
right.
Remember, they brought all them people from overseas to come fix the light,
Mhm.
the pole
So
light
there's
poles and stuff.
too much outsourcing and
Yeah,
enough insourcing. So yeah,
that's it.
so
That's it.
yeah, and that's what they need to definitely do to do some insourcing.
That's what I said. He's not. They're not providing the tools that these people need to be productive.
Uh-huh. Mhm.
Eh? Mhm. That's the bottom line.
Okay. So
So he needs. It's on the government. It's not on the people. It's on the government.
mhm, mhm.
All they doing is taking, stealing from the Jamaican people. And I don't understand these people. They're not that stupid. Come on now.
Yeah, and
They're not that naive. Come on. They must see something's going on.
there are a lot of people working, but I mean, with the way that wages is, with especially with a lot of overseas companies coming and opening hotels and opening their own businesses and then paying way less than
Real estate, non-livable wages.
is not. So I don't see how, and it's not excuses that are being made. It's what is dealt to the people of Jamaica, why it is in the situation that this is in. So to come and tell people what are you contributing to
Mm.
Jamaica, it's like I think it's you're
And
trying.
who is he addressing it to? The citizens of Jamaica or the ones who are abroad?
I think he's
I was thinking that too.
I think he's addressing it to everyone. Yeah, and definitely the people whom in the diaspora whom are talking and saying that they won't come back to Jamaica or whatever.
But they're the ones that's keeping Jamaica alive. Tourism alone couldn't keep Jamaica alive. It's the money that the people are bringing into the country, sending to their families and what have you.
And we
That's
know,
what's keeping Jamaica alive.
and the rest.
Does anybody remember Patrick Manning stabilization in 1989 to 1992? That finally got Jamaica up to 83 cents was equal to $1.
Wow.
Finally, in 1992, the global recession happened in 90 to 91. Tourism bottomed out. But the U.S. interest rate rose to 8%, increasing the cost of servicing the external debt and pressuring the JMD. Then Patrick Manning comes back 2001 to 2011, and his whole scheme was debt for growth and global crisis. He spilled Jamaica out to every free nation saying, hey, we don't have to come and abuse us. He put Jamaica into a situation where the dollar went to 120. So that was where from 63 to 120, that doubled. All of that happened under people who knew what they were supposed to be doing. Then we get Portia. Portia drives the bus into the bank before she sets it on fire. Debt for growth continuation. She continued and she got 685 million. 685 million. But I forgot to mention that Patrick Manning also was given 300 million the second time. So when they gave him the 300 million, what happened in Jamaica? Nothing good. Jamaica went into a recession.
Acid. The bottom line is this: they're all. No one cares. No, I don't feel that any politician cares, in regard to Jamaica, and when the people starts to stand up and to say enough is enough,
Enough is enough. Yeah.
get out this party business, this die-hearted party business, labor rights, PNP, and vote for the people themselves, then I think there's not going to be any change. That is the same way even here in America. Until people starts to vote and on what is best for them, really look at policies and procedures, and don't blind your eye because this is whom I vote for, this is what I stand for. If you have to switch party, go on and switch party. That's even here in America. If you have to go ahead and vote Republican for a reason, if you're a Democrat and you find that what they are putting out, then go on and do that. If that is what, if they are selling what you want to buy. Now, if it's Republican and you're listening to some Democrats and the Democrats are saying what you want to buy, selling what you want to buy, then go for it. I mean, it's the same thing I feel should happen in Jamaica and in all over the world, in whatever all over the world. Everyone's going through two different parties that they're voting for, but the die-hardness in Jamaica to me is just totally crazy. No matter what a person is doing, and you blatantly see, not even just Jamaica, let's go back to America too, because a lot of the Republican is seeing what 47 is doing, and
Yep.
none is standing up to the person. And I don't know what people's mindset are. Like myself, I say I'm an independent in every way, because there's some things that Republicans says that I do gravitate to, and there's things that the Democrats say that I do gravitate to. And when I'm looking at the Jamaican political party, I'm looking at the same thing. There's things that maybe the JLP may say that kind of spell sense, and there's things that the PNP says that make sense. But it's what makes more sense. When I weigh the odds, I'm voting for whom that I feel represents me, and not just a party because that's what I grew up with, or that my mom was in, or that my dad was in. I even grew up in a household where there were just two different sections. My mom always went for Democrats. My dad went for Republicans.
Yeah.
My dad worked for even Ronald Reagan era. My mom worked for Jimmy Carter era. I mean, but we have to go for whom that we feel best that's best for us, not best for what family generational voting for. Because sometimes if you see people on the street and you say, well, A, B, C, D, E, F, G, they're gonna say, well, I really don't even know what they talking about. I'm just voting because I'm a Democrat. I'm just voting because I'm a JLP. And that is where it's just not, it's absolutely is not
Lady,
a good thing. Go ahead, the respecter.
I'm wondering if the people all these years have said they don't have a party, they don't vote. I wonder if they're smarter than those who keep choosing sides and voting. Because no matter who goes in power,
Independence.
no matter who goes in power, they're effed up. They're all about self and who they are in charge of. None of them, Democrat, Republicans, none of them really care about people.
Mhm.
Because if you think about it, we had one of us in there for 8 years, and he was terrified of what could have happened if he go this way. If he said no to killing Gaddafi, if he said no to going after Bin Laden, what could have happened to him and his family? So it's a sticky situation. It's always more than one engine designed for that one boat. There's somebody greater than the president, greater than the prime minister who's dictating that to them. The capital D, dictating to them. If you don't do this and say this, we're going to get you out. These people are not just in the position doing what they're doing daily because they want to. They have somebody who manipulate them, got them into the positions they're in, who don't care about people. Just bring as much money as you can, steal as much money as you can. Let's load up this bank, this safe. And they have to go by what they are told to do, asked to do. And the police are so corrupt because if I step up and stand the respect and confront, boom, and nobody cares. So the people hands are tied. Damn if you do, damn if you don't. And it's been going on for a lifetime, over
Yep.
lifetimes. So we can talk. I want to talk. Act. I want to act, and thinking that these people really care, black or white, none of them care. In the black country, they treat their own black people like dogs.
So where that's gonna lead us?
Where it's
Where,
gonna lead? It ain't gonna lead us no further than where we are. It
okay.
ain't gonna. It ain't gonna get them out of office like we want them to. It's many greater than me and you. I'm gonna ask everyone on the panel. See, great, great, great people of all colors made attempts to open these people's eyes and say, look, these are human beings. How can you spend so many billions of dollars on ICE and this group and that group and just selecting random, honest, hardworking citizens and lock them away like animals?
Even
For
the post office
centuries.
everywhere having problems.
It
My
is
my
it's a,
my
it's a
yeah,
global mess. The mess is gonna continue
yeah.
until something drastic happens, and it's gonna take that three-letter name.
Yep.
If it's real, to send lightning, brimstone, and fire at the doorstep of those who are responsible.
Right now, some of these postal workers haven't worked in a week. They haven't gotten paid in a week. Ah,
It's a
the
sad.
ones that are not permanent.
Mm.
You have a position where you're
The
supposed to be
temps.
working 40 hours, but at the
Seasonal.
same time, they consider you not permanent because you drive the truck, so it's not permanent. Can you imagine?
Seasonal.
So yeah, so she haven't worked. She's working, but it's when they call. So you have this job. You're hired by the postal service, but at the same time, you still have to. It's like they call you when they need you. I mean, it's I don't know. The whole system is just messed up.
All right, we will be at this for quite some time.
Yeah,
Telling
another 3 years at least.
you, So
Two.
I have two things.
Somebody say impeach him. I said they're not gonna impeach him.
We're going to be talking about Trumpster. We're going to be talking about wholeness forever. So let's change it up a little bit because we had two listeners, another two listeners sent in two other different topics. All right, so we're going to lighten up the air because since we've been on the air, it's been a little heavy. So, and the next week we know it's going to be even real more heavier. So let's lighten up the air a little bit. All right. And each one of you all in, and I'm scared to do the second one because of I think we're going to get Donna going. But first question is, do you all believe in soulmates? Do any of you all believe in soulmates? Everybody quiet.
Yeah. Well,
You believe in a soulmate?
I do.
I
do
believe
in
in
a
it.
sense. I do in a sense because I really think my husband was my soulmate. We just couldn't get along, but but I think he was my soulmate. I'm serious, really. After all those years thinking back, all those years, and the years we spent together, I think he was, but we just didn't understand each other. Yeah, we didn't understand each other. And we were young. We were young and didn't understand each other.
Sometimes I wonder, why do we say to our listeners that they could just, any topic is not off limit? So and they send us these crazy stuff. So Mama asked us, did you have a soulmate? Do you believe in soulmates? You want to
I would like to know if anybody is interested in talking about Donald Trump saying that he is going to bail out Spirit Airlines and then sell it.
Well, good for him. Bail him out and sell it. The Respecter, do you believe in soulmates?
Everybody non-responsive.
The Respecter.
I think we're quiet, Lady D, because I guess we've never, experienced that type of relationship with another human being,
But I
So
spent 12 years with
I
mine
believe
before he
in
died.
soulmates.
Before he died,
Go
I
ahead.
spent 12 years.
Jai said she believes in soulmates. You believe in soulmates?
Yeah, I do too,
I
Jai.
do. I feel like energy doesn't lie.
Mhm.
And it's not to say, like, I don't know, maybe it could even be something that's a little bit more universal. Sometimes it's not like a significant other soulmate. Maybe it's like your best friend,
Mm, mm,
somebody who
mm.
just understands you.
Yeah,
So,
Okay.
Lady
and
D, yeah,
and
that is a good
And
question. Was it
accept you
and
was
for
it
he
you,
went
and
relating
y'all
through.
just
to
rock out together.
a
Mhm.
Enjoy
relationship
life,
between a man and a woman, or was it related to friendship, or just
Yeah.
overall?
Believe they just said, do you believe in that's this
Relationship too,
coming from
I feel like too.
it's coming from Susan out of Tennessee. She says, do you believe in soulmates? So, and we had that question as
And it's not even about love. It's not about sharing things. It's not about that. It's just the feeling. It's just the in tuneness when you're around, the chemistry, like Jai said, the chemistry that is intertwining between you two, and even after so many years gone, you still, think about it and say, wow. And I guess certain things start to be revealed that was not revealed in the relationship when we were young. But now that I'm older and I'm looking into the relationship, we had 12 years of marriage before he passed on. And maybe if he was alive, I would be still with him because we done got back about 3 different times. But I was married to him, and like I said, we had even our own song. There was a song that he would play, and when he played that song, it's like that, and he called it our song. So we had a lot of stuff that we did together, and we communicated together. But like I said, he was stubborn. I'm stubborn. He's opinionated, and I was opinionated. So it didn't. It lasted 12 years, and he ended up dying. So.
Okay. Okay.
Mhm. But
So
I think he was my soulmate, and I still
okay.
can't find the right one after him.
Okay. All right.
Yeah,
So that's well, that's good. And
yeah,
yeah, so that's a good one. That's a good question. Mom
yeah.
Cookie said should the question should be, what is your meaning of a soulmate?
Yeah.
Oh, that should be the question. What is the meaning
Mhm.
of a
I told y'all my meaning.
well, what is the meaning? That wasn't the question, but the question was, do you believe in soulmates? And but the question that you would like to ask Mom Kuji is, what is the meaning of a soulmate? So that would bring us to Wikipedia, wouldn't it? Bring us to that. Um, Soulmate. What is a soulmate? Soulmate meaning. Meaning of a soulmate. A person ideally suited to another as a close friend or romantic partner. That's what it says. What is a soulmate? The 6 types. Wikipedia says, let's go to Wikipedia. A soulmate is a person with whom one feels a deep or natural affinity. This connection is often associated with love, romance, intimacy, sexuality, spirituality, or compatibility, and may also involve trust and comfort. Okay, so that's what it is.
Compatibility, yeah,
Yeah,
more so.
yeah, compatibility. Oh,
Yeah, more so than anything else. Because you
okay.
can find love anyway, you can find whatever anyway, but
And you have more. So
soulmate
that
is
with that definition, I feel that you can have more than one soulmate.
yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah,
Yeah, it doesn't necessarily have to be one person, but
yeah.
someone
But
who
it's someone you're in tune.
connect
I think of real soulmate, someone you're in tune with.
with. Yeah,
Yeah,
that you totally get.
you're in tune with
Ma-
that person.
Mama asked that I wasn't just brushing off your question with Donald Trump, but some of the times we get overwhelmed with so much information as we were in, because even the respecter was like, oh my God, I'm going to go crazy. Sometimes we get so much information that sometimes we try to,
Lighten it.
Lighten it up a little.
yeah,
Yeah,
lighten it up,
yeah.
because it's late, and when we go to bed with so much on our brains, sometimes we don't have always good sleep. So really, Trump selling whatever he wants to sell, I'm just over all of what he's doing, and nothing that he does, nothing that he says, nothing about nothing pertaining him surprises me. So some things that are worth talking about, yeah, we're going to go into it and talk about. Even just like the situation in Virginia with the map drawing and stuff like that. Those are things that is something that we may or may cannot do about it. Um, we're not going to stress over things that we cannot change. Maybe if things that we say, such as, hey, we need to start thinking about voting for some different judges, some, different things, such as, Democrats need to come on out and vote, and the Democrat Party needs to fight and stop all of those things. Yeah, we would stress about and things like that. But when we can't stress about certain things, it doesn't make any sense. And coming down to the end part of the show, we're trying to make it a little bit light, because this is Thursday. I know a lot of people all week have had their plate full with craziness at work and etc. So, Mom J Cool says, not what is the meaning of, it's what is your. Oh, what is my
Yeah.
meaning of what is a soulmate? What is my meaning of a soulmate?
Yeah, and that's why I said what I said, and I also gave you all why I felt he was my soulmate. You know what I mean?
Okay.
Well,
Yeah.
well,
Yeah.
hey, real quick.
Go ahead, the respecter. You, what is your
Yeah.
soulmate?
Well, I was doing fine online until I heard that word. Those words just
Okay.
knocked out everything. Soulmate, soulmate.
Go ahead.
I always been somebody's soulmate, but I never understand why they were never mine.
Ooh.
Okay,
Mhm.
interesting.
Oh.
Yes.
Go ahead. Go ahead. Go ahead. Go elaborate a little bit more on that, the respecter.
See, I kind of feel as if I took too much of my mom. I believe my mom was a saint all her life. Give, 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 and just tolerate a lot of stuff. Now, be there for everyone who are in need of whatever. Females in my earlier years, 20s, 30s, always tell me they feel comfortable around me.
Mhm.
But when I try to get into a relationship, it was always me finding out from someone else on the ball field. Man, that girl ain't no good, man. She got different man. And for some reason, like I said, in my 20s and 30s, um, but not wasn't my 30 yet, because I met with my soon-to-be ex when I was 25, 27.
Mm.
So I always been there for her and open and because of who I am. Never believe in the dirt of relationship. So I gave and I gave and I gave. And not that I was looking back for it in some sense. Never felt like they were being honest to me. So soulmate, I never really meditated on it. But enough love to drive for having one in Queen. Believe in it.
Yeah. I believe it. I think I believe, not I think. I believe in a soulmate. Um Someone that you connect with.
Mhm.
And I feel that sometimes that person can complete your sentence.
Mhm.
You all are so connected that you really don't want to be without that person.
Sometimes they can make you do bad things. That's why I'm
Yeah,
really
that's
not.
true.
Get,
Yeah, that's what
I
I'm
have nothing
saying.
to
They
say here.
can.
So
Nothing. I won't reveal anymore, and that was too much.
And sometimes, like as I said, that maybe that you and even like what the respecter said, you may feel that that's your soulmate, but maybe that person don't feel that they
so
were
that's
your soulmate.
so that's why I feel like if it's your true soulmate, you both feels that way. I feel like you
Mhm.
connect on every level, like spiritually, emotionally, physically, um, So I feel like you connect on every level. Um, that person is like a completed puzzle.
Yeah.
And that while things won't always be perfect because you'll have some strife, but it's a way you guys understand each other and work to understand and want to understand each other because you want
Mhm.
what you have to work. So I feel like there's some type of connection that you feel sometimes that you're just drawn to each other, and then
Mhm.
when you connect more you realize it's not just a physical but it's emotional and it's
Mhm.
spiritual, and from that
It's
you
a
go.
magnetic thing. It's like a
Yes,
magnetic thing.
yes,
Yeah.
I feel like that.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
But
and what makes them your soulmate is when you're not just magnetic physically and you're on all levels. And
Yeah.
then because of all of that, that you guys work together to make sure everything works for the both of you.
some of it is
It
game,
is
you know. Some of
perfect, but
it,
you're gonna make it work because that's your person.
Yeah. What
And
was
I
you
know it's
saying, the
about somebody.
respecter? Good point.
Some
Good
of it,
point,
some of
MC.
it is game.
You're
Some of
breaking
it
up, the
is game.
respecter. You're breaking up. What you saying?
I'm saying that some of it is game. Because I can call you Lady D, and you say, I was just gonna call you. No
No,
matter what,
go ahead.
no matter what I say or do, you're gonna be on line with it as if you're thinking the same way I'm thinking. You just was thinking about this. You just was saying this. You just. And it's just a game.
No, that's something
That's
different.
different.
That is totally different. Why I
Different.
feel that is exactly even what MC says. The connection is just always explosive, no matter if
Mm-hmm.
all even if you all are on good terms, you are
Yeah.
arguing. But I mean, just to be in that space with that individual,
That's what I was saying.
you
That's it
know,
with me and
you
my husband. You know what I mean?
want to
It
be.
was like that. And I mean, even if he was alive now and we're not together and I see him, there's all that feeling inside. You know what I mean?
It's
And like I said, we had some good times, we had some bad times, but
yeah, the connection.
overall, he was my soulmate.
Yeah, the connection is
Yeah, we did,
totally
yes.
there.
And
And
it's like no matter we split up so many times, but we always pull us, we always get drawn back
I would,
together.
you know what I would also say, and in my situation, um,
Mm.
with whom I was with and whom I said made that was my soulmate, is that I never knew why that I loved the person or wanted to be with the person. I just did. There was no reason to why anything. Sometimes a person would say, "Why you love me?" You'd be like, "I be wondering the same darn thing. Like, why do I love you? Why do I, with all of that's going on, all that's happened, everything, you still want to be with that person, and you still love that person, and it's just a connection that is unexplainable. That's what I feel a soulmate is, a connection. So, Mom J. Cool, I would think for me, a soulmate is something that is just unexplainable and just the connection is just the energy is just there. I don't know how else to put it. Yeah, I don't know how else to put it. This that was a very good question. I love that. I love that one, and I love how you phrased it, Mom J. Cool. I loved how you phrased it. The respecter, mute or something. There's some noise feedback. Um, but not what is the meaning of it's what your meaning on it. So that's my meaning of a soulmate. All righty. This next one, and this the last one because it's 9:43. Want to say big shouts to You Choose Radio. The respecter, mute your phone for me, baby, because you giving me a lot of feedback here. A lot of feedback. Yeah. So the gotta say big shouts to You Choose Radio, and the entire crew from New York to Georgia. Big ups to all of the You Choose Radio family. Thanks for continuing to carry the program. Want to say big shouts go out to the Victorious 89.1 FM family. We want to say greetings to all of y'all listeners over there. Big shouts to you all as well, and to all of the Powerhouse Radio crew that's listening via our telephone lines at 667-930-9036, listening via our website www.dapowerhouseradio.com. If you're listening via the TuneIn apps, if you're listening via the Facebook or the YouTube, want to invite y'all over to our YouTube channel as well and like and subscribe and get notified when our talk programmings are on. We just want to thank you all for all of the support that you all continue to give us each and every single day. Want to also take the opportunity to invite you all to listen this Saturday to the Lady D Show, 12 to 4 p.m. with all of your news, views, interviews, the best in music, joke of the day, your headline news, your entertainment headline news. All right here, sports update. You get it all. And each and every Sunday nights, it's all about love, nothing but love with Lady D Blossom and Cool G. Check us out Sunday nights, the best love program on the web, on the airwaves. Yeah, trust and believe. We got your love poems, your love questions, your love numbers, your love colors, yeah, and your love requests and the best in love music. So check us out. That's Sunday, 7 p.m. to 9 p.m. by request. And also check out Let's Gripe each and every Wednesdays. If you've got a gripe, that's the crew that you need to be speaking with. And that's Let's Gripe each and every Wednesdays with Tonya. You have McKenna and you have Dr. Ross and Marcus. That's Wednesday nights at 7 p.m. to 8 p.m. All right, hot program. So tune in, and as you're doing right now, vibesing with us on Reasoning Thursdays, each and every Thursdays. Alrighty, that's with the Queen of all queens, and you have the big man himself, the Respecter. You have Noni, the one with juice, MC, the one with information, the philosopher herself. You got Jai, the baby of the crew, and you got me, Lady D, and you got Mama Acid, the one bunning up the place. All righty, so you have us all right here on a Thursday. Mama Acid will be jumping in and out of the air chairs. You have Zona Inman that's going to be joining us next week. We're going to be talking domestic violence, and with in lieu of all of the domestic things that's been going on. And we also want to send our prayers go out to the families of the 8 children that were unalive. Mental health is serious. So we just want to thank you all. We just want to thank you all so much. This last one right here, submitted. I don't have the name here. I didn't write down the name for this one that was submitted, but I'm gonna try to play a quick clip out of it. Let's see if we can get it up on the board here. That's what I'm trying to do, get it up on the board. And so what else you all have to reason about real quick is if it just in case I don't get this up. What else?
Well, the two children the boy who stabbed the other one in Jamaica is still with the children. It's all with the children. All of this going on with the children. I mean, high school and they had a little conflict and the other one stabbed the other one, killed him right there.
Oh yeah, I
And
was reading that one.
yes, and I'm saying, my God, you know, how many of them is gonna die? This was Seaford High School,
It comes
um,
to
in
man.
St. Thomas, Jamaica. Stab him to death,
It's
and
coming back with anger management, mental health.
yeah,
Yeah,
You
because
know,
it's all over, like even in Queens, uh boy a boy, they had an altercation on a basketball court, and supposedly the suspect is 18 years old, who shot and killed a 15-year-old at the park in a basketball.
it
Like, what is going on? Like, there's no value for human life.
make you wonder because even the woman that was shot at church, this is church. Nobody shoot.
Exactly.
This happened in Montego Bay. I mean, you don't normally shoot in church. You know what I mean?
No, you don't.
yeah.
No.
But this will happen Sunday. Past Sunday. I mean, it's just so much killing, so much,
It is every
and
moment.
these wars. It's all these wars and killing and.
Let me tell you, you know what my I would say my, I don't know if I was called a hypothesis or what I've come up with. You know what?
Mm.
When you let the demon in charge run wild, all the demons that were out has been able to run wilder than they've ever been ever, because they're in the right place now, because they have a demon leader, and then you have the demons coming up following. Because usually the leaders we've had, there's always been crimes and people have always been a certain way. But I just feel like they're like extra wild right now.
Yeah.
These demons are flowing extra wild, and I feel like it has to do with the leader. They're following their leader.
Yeah.
And we,
That's
and
too
we
much.
have nothing but a bunch of mad. We have nothing but a bunch of mad leaders here.
That's what I'm saying. And the mud people follow. Like, you'll be surprised. We talked about it, how there's a leader of something, whether it's an organization, like a teacher in a classroom, like whoever the leader is, their flow comes upon the people, and the people act in a certain way. And
And I do believe it could be true. You know what I mean?
because what's
Because
the explanation?
we had things was bad, but Lord of mercy, since this man went in power, I'm sorry to say, it's like it's never ending.
It isn't.
Yeah.
Sometimes it's the same day. It's the one day that you heard there was, as you see when you talk about those children, what happened to those children
Mm.
in Louisiana?
Yeah.
There was a shootout at a mall in Louisiana. I'm not sure how far it is from where that incident happened. There's a shootout at the mall and people were injured.
Yeah.
So
Mm.
it's just back to back to back. I feel
Mm.
like the Citizens app is lighting up too much.
Yeah. It's a crazy thing.
Mm.
It is.
I can't get this thing open here, so I'm not gonna be able to play it. But I apologize to the listener that sent this one in here. I thought it was something that Donna would be like, okay, you know.
I know something about Antarctica. I actually don't know anything about Antarctica. Let's look at a series of pictures, and you guys tell me if I'm tripping or not. I already spoke to y'all
So
about
what is the question, Lady D?
It's a clip, and it's bringing back Antarctica and all these things. But I'm gonna play it next week. When we get through with it next week,
Okay.
then I would touch it a little bit more for next week. So um yeah, it's not able. It's basically it's saying that there is life somewhere else. And Antarctica is one of the things where they're feeling that there are um there are giants and the flying business, what those things are, oh my gosh, all of these stuff, yeah. So they have it.
of the entire world, finding out that this is like
Well, you know they said it's melting, right?
So
Up there is melting,
yeah,
and a lot of stuff being discovered that was under the snow, under the ice.
and they're talking about we would change a lot of things if we knew what was really in Antarctica, and dragons and large birds and so
I don't know what the giant were, but you never know what's underneath the.
trying to leave.
Remember at one time from history they had the dinosaur era. You know what I mean? So you never know
I really
what's out there.
I really was saving it for last because I wanted to leave out with a laugh, kind of, because when I saw it and I read the saying, look at this and tell me what you thought. I was like, I think this would be great to end the show with. And I know Dot is gonna come in on this thing, but it's basically saying that there's another life over there in
Mhm.
Antarctica, and
You was talking about the gargoyle, right, lady?
it's something that makes you go, hmm.
Uh,
It also brought up about the Bermuda Triangle and planes and the stuff and things that fly over there don't come back. And what suppose they're really, really living a wonderful life on that on in somewhere over there over the Bermuda Triangle. And it was just something I was just trying to lighten up the air with, but I can't get it to play. But it is really interesting as well. It's really
But
interesting.
you doubt that there are planets that no normal man cannot go to? Do you believe that there are parts of this world that the average man cannot enter into?
I don't know. My doctor's from Bermuda. He never said you.
This
He,
is
he never talked
I've
negative
been to
about this
Bermuda
country.
a
do
few times. I never had a problem going through the triangle.
Yeah, they
I
never.
went
I
through it
know you never talk
several times.
negatively about it.
I've went through the triangle in a boat, and I have been several times by air. So I've even been in the triangle in a smaller plane, on a Leah plane, flying from Puerto Rico to Bermuda, which wasn't supposed to happen, but I got an invitation to come to go, and I said, I'm going. And I didn't think about the triangle, but I want to remind everybody that flies from New York to Jamaica, or
I
anybody that flies from the East Coast to Jamaica, you flying through the Bermuda Triangle.
they they even brought in this thing about the Book of Enoch, and book it talks about. I'm gonna see if I can play it on my phone. But you all are gonna be able to see the picture. I don't know if you're gonna see the picture real good, but I'm gonna try because it's really interesting. So hear this. Wait a minute.
I think I know something about Antarctica. I actually don't know anything about Antarctica. Let's look at a series of pictures and you guys tell me if I'm tripping or not. I already spoke to y'all about how this dude on here found a map, a 9 foot by 9 foot map, 1587 of the entire world, finding out that this is like just our normal continents with stuff added, honestly. And outside of that, apparently outside the ice wall, for entertainment purposes only, is like a whole bunch of other things, including dragons, griffins, sirens, giants. And he was not kidding. Like this dragon and giant, like written in here, drawn in here, like dragon. And I don't know what that is. I don't know. And you tell me. We are seeing a bird big enough to carry a freaking elephant. And y'all remember that when Admiral Byrd went over the ice wall in Operation High Jump, he flew over it. He literally said that he saw a mammoth. So what, like, and also in ancient historical, like, Jewish texts, they said, like, there's a huge colossal bird that's biblical called the Ziz. So is this the Ziz? Could the behemoth be behind the ice wall? Could there be giants? All of the theories looks like they're all true at this point. So this is like the digital version, right? Why in the world does this low-key look like this? The logo of the United Nations. Why does that low key? And y'all know all the nations came together. They united themselves to sign the Antarctic Treaty. Strange. And come to find out, well, not really find out, these are speculations, of course, but apparently there are other continents. There are other places that we know nothing about. Again, like I said in part one, do y'all think that this is the reason why there's a treaty surrounding it? Do y'all think that? Like, the United Nations thing really, it just blew my mind. I'm like, wait, it's giving hidden in plain sight part 10 million. I don't know. Y'all tell me. That's always
Conspiracy theory.
For one thing, lady,
Uh-huh.
it's impossible. It's impossible for all the nations to come together.
Okay. Do you all think there's more
see the
continents?
purpose of the, I don't see what is united about the United Nations because they do nothing.
Okay.
They don't stop no war. They don't stop no crime and violence. I don't see the purpose.
I don't. So do you all think there's other
It's
continents?
a private club.
It's a private club.
It is. Basically.
It's just for the elite.
And everybody, all of them, you got to know somebody. Everybody knows somebody. So know each other.
We gonna get up
Yeah,
on
you can know a bunch of people and still can't get in. You
Okay.
got to
Still
think
can't
about
get
places
in.
like East Watini, which is not a part of the United Nations, but they're deporting people there from the United States who have never been to Eswatini. Most of us don't even know where Eswatini is. Do you all?
That's
Do you all know where Eswatini is? I
No.
can tell you, but I think we should all understand that there are lots of countries that don't belong to the United Nations. And it's not the United Nations, it's the United Nations Security Council that's important.
Man, I'm telling you, getting up on out of the air chair. So I mean, like, I think with this social media thing and a lot of things are being put out there and talked about, and it's opening a lot of minds, especially when our vice president said that he's going to Area 57 and he's intrigued on this alien business. So I mean, like, all these people is coming up now. Is Antarctica is
Can I tell the rest of it? Because you left out the important part.
we only got a minute. Let's go ahead.
It's short. They said that the discussion was about if or not they were sex trafficking children to Mars. But NASA intervened and said by the time they got to Mars, they would already be adults. Some of them may even be approaching 40.
Oh my God. Listen. Oh, we can leave out on this. Did you all see that they found about 100 and something children that was being sex trafficking? We could touch that next week. We could touch
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Listen,
Mm-hmm.
thank you all to the maximum. Thank you all so much for listening. I mean, this is all over the place tonight, but nonetheless, we got the points clear.
Yes.
Check you all on out next week, next same time, same place, same station, along with Zona that's going to be joining us. It's going to be very, very interesting. Very interesting. Y'all want to say River Dolce? Queen got cut off. And Mama, that's it. Noni? MC?
Hi, good night, everyone. It was a pleasure vibing with you tonight. I look forward to seeing you next week.
All right.
Good night, everybody. Enjoyed it. Thank everybody for tuning in. We'll see you next Thursday. Good night. And I enjoyed the panel.
Darespecta.
Good night.
Good night,
Everyone.
Hey,
Love you guys.
24 hours a day, 7 days a week. You all can tune in and listen to the best in music. I'm River Dolce. Love you all. Blossom.
Love you all. Good seeing you, Acid.
And let's gripe.
Welcome, Acid. It's Acid. We enjoyed you tonight.
All
Good
right.
seeing you.
Oh, thank you.
Powerhouse.
Mama Acid be serious all the time. She just
I know. I see.
Yes, she is.
She
We
be
know
on
she
it
is.
though. She be on
It
it.
was nice having you, Mama Acid. It's been a while.
Mama Acid.
I have to sometimes throw those numbers around.
That's a real researcher there, honey.
I see. I'm telling you.
Right.
You saw she was taking us back to 1999 and
Yes.
2025.
No, 1960. I went all the way back to Mr. Shearer.
Okay,
Wow. 60.
I'm like,
Actually, I'm not gonna lie. I went back to Bustamante. Bustamante. Most of y'all don't know who that is, so that'll let you know right there. I'm able to reach back in that history.
listen, I was like,
Love it.
I went to him and Siaga funeral.
Oh, God have mercy. You know what? If they had bought both of them together, they couldn't have got more criminals at one pickup.
well, listen, I was just trying to take you from there and bring you to here. 2025. We don't need to know back then to here. We just need to know what's going on.
But we talking about the big criminal roundup. Because, see, once they get Andrew sorted out, and I'm going to be nice and say sorted out,
But
we will then be able to see the links between all of them. And I think Daryl Vaz better watch his back because Juliet may come to his house to feed her cat.
We just got to keep it. We got to keep it small. We can't go so far. We only got an hour. We only got 2 hours, and we got stuff to be told. We can't go so far. We gotta break it down. Loving her. I'm out.
Love you all.
Ciao. Bless you.
Arrivederci.
Bless.
Au revoir.
Ciao.
Au revoir.
Into the power linking the world to
Adios.